Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am here today to do the hashtag 50 stack challenge 2. And so this is, if you're not familiar, is a 52 week, or not a 52, it's a 50-week prompt assignment challenge where we make 25 pieces of ephemera, or I don't know, whatever you want, paintings, anything. You just have to use the prompts. And so each week out of the bag, I draw one little slip of paper that has two prompts on it because they are opposites, right? So for example, last week I drew, oh my gosh, can't get a hold of this. It's actually a 25-week challenge, huh? Yeah, my brain. Okay, so last week number 33 was hot. So I did hot summer sunshine, little journaling card there with some water splashes on the back. And then number 34 was cold. So I did cold snow day. And so she's got her mittens and there's people playing in the snow back here. And we got snowflakes and then some nice icy sort of looking paper there. So that was hot and cold last week. So we're on 35. So I'm just drawing out of my little bag. I just got a whole bunch of little strips of paper in there with opposites on them. So we have 35 is empty, so something that represents empty. And then 36 is full, something that represents full. So you could do like a jar of gumballs, for example. One of them could have no gumballs, one could be full of gumballs. However you want to interpret it is fine. It doesn't matter to me. You could do, you know, a cat that looks real skinny, like it's got an empty belly, and then do a big fat cat and say it's got a full belly. However you interpret it is perfectly fine. It's really meant to be fun and just a way to build up. I was thinking when I started it, you know, a stash of ephemera, but it could also be, you know, doing pages in your art journal, or, you know, just something to give you a kick in the pants, basically, to do more, because I know we all get in a rut. We're like, I don't even know what to do it on today or whatever. At least this way you've got a little something to strive for or look for, or whatever you want to say. So I will be right back and we'll start. Okay, I am back. So empty and full. I'm gonna move this out of the way. For empty, I have a frame with nothing in it. I have a rose and some birdies, and then we're going to do a little collage on here first. This is just a piece of very lightly tea-dyed paper. This was before I figured out the whole, oh my gosh, that instant tea stuff. I was using tea bags, and as you all know, if you've dyed with tea bags, you need a lot of tea bags to get a dark dye. So that's why I started going to the instant, because you can put a whole bunch in and get a darker color. So anyways, these are tea dyed just very lightly. So we're going to do a little bit of collaging on this first. And I have my glue books that have Stabilo All on them, and my glue stick. All right, so we're just going to do a little collage. Then I'll put the empty frame on here. And the point of this, you're like, why would you want an empty frame in your journal? Well, they're great to journal on. You could write on it, or you could leave this until you're making your journal and then add a little piece, you know, to the center if you wanted to, from something from the ephemera kit or whatever it is that you're using for your journal. So that's my plan anyhow. I don't know how it'll end up looking. And then the next part will obviously be a frame that is full or has something in it. So empty and full. That's how I'm determining this one. But of course, you may do yours in any way that you like. Okay. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be weird, but I'm going to collage this first, and then I'm going to tear this edge because I want more of a torn edge. And there's like a spot of glue right here that's bothering me, so I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, and I am going to ink around these first. You don't have to do that. So this, I mean, it cannot be simpler. It's literally just a piece of tea-dyed copy paper. That's all this is, that I've just folded, not all the way to the edge. I just left about an inch roughly there. Okay. And then we'll turn it into a pocket is what we're going to do. And it'll be a double pocket. or it can be a glued down all the way and just be a single pocket too. So I hope you guys are having a good day. And we went for a little birthday lunch yesterday with my mother and father-in-law. It was lovely for my birthday, so they're always so sweet to take us out for that. My birthday's not yet, but that was the only time everybody could, you know, y'all know how it is. Everybody could get together, so that's what we did. It was nice. It's a very nice lunch. I want this to be more straight down here. But, oh, what I was going to tell you is, well, if I'm going to tear this, I don't need to do that. We went literally from the beginning of the week in the kind of 40s. It might get up to like 50 by the end of the day type weather. Still real cold at night, like 26 and stuff like that. Yesterday it was 86 degrees. Talk about a shock to your system. We were all just like, oh my gosh, it's so hot, because it's just, we're not used to it at all, you know? I mean, that is hot anyways, but it felt absurdly hot. Where did I put my little, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm a wreck. I keep moving stuff because of doing the watercolor videos, because I only have so much room here. And then I can't find where I moved it. I need one of my little glue erasers. I don't know where I set it now. Oh, there they are. Set it over on my other little table. And this is just a piece of old letter, and as is that, just different colors. This is from 1954. I know, it's so crazy to tear these up, but that's what they were given to me for, so that's what I'm going to do. Do I want, I kind of need that whole bit, so I think I'm going to go more like that. I think I'll save this top part. These bits will get used at some point. Oh, no, it's almost too short, huh? That'll be fine. So anyways, it was very lovely though, because we sat out after we went to lunch. We sat out on my in-laws' patio and in the shade and just chatted, and it was just so nice to be able to be outside and not be having a parka on. So yeah, but beautiful, beautiful day. The birds are singing away. I have my window open, so I apologize if anything loud occurs. Seems fairly quiet out there right now, but that doesn't mean anything. All right, so then this will go on here. I'm gonna go ahead and ink around this real good. My husband is here too, so you may hear him. I don't know. He was sitting outside reading, but I hear him now, so I'm gonna put something here. Old book page. Oh, the things you may find in my junk. But yeah, it was a nice day. Today's a very nice day too. It's a little bit cooler and a little bit more windy, but still way warm compared to what we have had going on. It's just crazy when it does that switch that fast. You feel like, wait, can we have spring? Can we have some in between before we go to dead heat? I mean, I'll always take the sunshine over anything else, but we did sit out for a long time yesterday before we went to lunch in the morning, and my daughter was over, so we sat outside and chatted with her for a long time, and that was awesome. The wind is blowing my papers. So see, this will just strengthen this a little, and I just like the look of that. So And we're going to tear it too, that other side too. So I know that seems kind of backwards to do it that way, but I just want those torn edges. Sorry, that was a total like brain pause. It's so weird when you're trying, when I do this stuff on my own, I don't have to talk to anybody, and so, you know, it's a little bit easier. Because my brain can just think of one thing at a time. But our tree in the back already has all its leaves. It's so crazy. One of them. Okay, so yeah, it'll be all right if I tear that. Okay, I like the color on that. I'm thinking I might just do a tiny bit of gesso. Just a tiny bit. And this is just, you can use white acrylic paint too. I mean, really, gesso is meant to prepare a canvas to take paint so that the paint doesn't get sucked into the canvas. But it works really well for doing these art things because you can see a bit through it and all that. The only thing with digitals is it may turn a little pink. So I'm just going to do it very lightly here and there. I don't want a ton. Oh, and see the ink there. So you just got to be real careful. I need to tear that edge probably first. I've got everything out of order today, apparently. Can't do it that way because it's backwards to me. I don't want to tear my 2 off. I know, after all that, and then I go and tear it, but I like that look better. So really probably better to use the gesso like on the old book page and that, because it obviously doesn't bleed or do anything weird. See, this is just turning a little bit pink up here, so that's just kind of the way digitals do with gesso. But the old papers work really well with it. I just like it on book page because it just dulls that writing a little, and then you don't have to feel like, I don't know what it is, sometimes you feel like you need to read the writing. And, you know, obviously you're not going to get the whole thing because it's not all there, but that just kind of helps with that, I feel like. Or when you blur something. And you don't have to do this. If you don't want to do this part, don't do it. You can just take the idea, if you want to, of the little piece of coffee dyed paper for your pocket. Just gives it kind of a grungy look. I'm gonna have to get that dry before I put this on. Just one. Okay, I'm back. So I added a little ink over the gesso just to antique it a little bit or whatever. And then we'll put this on here. Page, because I don't want to mess that one up. That frame, you know, if you have a big old glue blob right in the middle of it, it's going to not look very good. I did manage to get a little ink in the middle of it, of course, but that's me. That just means I made it. Where's my right in front of me? Okay. Let's see if we can get rid of any of that. Did get rid of it a little bit. And then we have our rose and our birds that I just stuck in the paint. That was good. And these are out of those books I have that have the old scrap images, old German scrap, but you can't get them anymore. Or you can get like one of them on Amazon, but I don't think they're in print anymore. But I just like them. But there's other, like if you look on Amazon for ephemera, like vintage ephemera, all kinds of stuff comes up. So I think I'm going to do something like that just to frame the frame. So these make, I have in the past done journals where I've just put frames on pages, you know, as a spot to write. So that is a fun thing that you can do for journals. That they don't always have to have something in them. Especially if you're trying to do empty, right? That one did stump me a little bit. I mean, I can think of all kinds of things, like I said, a jar of gumballs or whatever, a gumball machine full and one empty, and you know, but finding images that you like can sometimes be difficult. So this is what I decided to do. And then you can stitch that if you like. I'm going to poke a hole in this. These are also from those old scrapbooks. I'm just like, I have these things and I need to use them, so I'm using them. But you also might be able to find, if you go on Etsy and look for like vintage postcards, digital downloads, or something like that. Also just looking on the internet, on Etsy, or I mean, I already said Etsy, Pinterest, those kind of things. A lot of those things are in the public domain because these are all Victorian images. I mean, I can't take them as they are out of the books and sell them or anything, but I can use them because that's what they're meant for. So that will go in there. And then if you want, you can have another pocket back here. Do I want a thumb notch? I think I will. And then I'm not going to do the other thumb notch here because I don't know yet where this is going to get used. Once it finds its home, it can have another thumb notch done or whatever. So this is my empty. There's that. And then we'll do full. So it's essentially going to be the same exact process, just we're going to put this lady in the frame so that the frame is full. All right. I could tear the edge first. I just like to tear after I collage so that everything gets torn and it just matches, that's all. But you can do it however you want. I like the edge of this paper. had the little spirals, but she cut it even so that it kind of has that ruffly edge. I like it. I guess when I tear that though, that's gonna be a problem. Let's go this way. Oh, but that edge was, I didn't tear it straight up here, along here. Okay, now it's down. Let's see what else we can find. I did pull some stuff out, but I didn't like it, so. Up here. I don't like that edge there. There was a photo there. That's why it's... This is from my spilling tea. Just left over from making that little tea book that we made together. That Celeste one. Yay! Celeste comments every day, so it's a pleasure to give her a goodie. Celeste has her own YouTube channel too. Woodland Creations. I think I'm saying that right. I'll try to remember to link it so you guys can pop over there and say hi if you want to. I struggle sometimes with names of YouTube channels. I can't remember all the different ones. But she also has an Etsy shop. She has lots of really cool, she has lots of die cuts, and so she die cuts all kinds of stuff and sells them packaged up in her shop, and it's very nice. She's a much cleaner crafter than I am. Train wreck here at all times. Oh, that was a big something going by. Oh, it's a giant flatbed full of rocks. Big boulders, not just rocks. That was loud, sorry. Gotta get that nice air in while it's a little cooler, because if it gets as hot as yesterday, this craft room gets like a little furnace. Not as bad as it used to because we got new windows, but it still gets pretty toasty. So that will go there. And then I also have the same little rose and birds. I want it to have that similar look because that way you get a better idea of the empty and full being the frame, because there's not other things to draw your attention, or, you know, different things. Like, you're not going, well, what is the empty and full thing? See what I'm saying? Why am I doing that? You're not going to see that. I need to do this. Grab all the things and ink them. That is what I do. All the things. Sorry, I probably should have done this ahead of time, but, you know, I'm lucky I got them cut out and everything. mostly focus on getting around this edge to put that part on, if I can. Why my brain always wants to go over the edge. I think it's more of the hand control issue than anything else. I want to see the lady to see where we need to put her face, because we don't want to cover up her face. But I do want her to fill the frame. There we go. Perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but good. Good enough. Yeah, definitely more of a breeze today, but it's kind of nice. Feels good because it's not cold. So, winning. I know one person that has lots of good kind of German scrap is Lorna Taylor at Taylor Made Journals. I mean, like, she's not going to have these exact ones necessarily, but she has a lot of good German scrap. Just totally gooped up that rose. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just made a mess. I need a paper towel. Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the gesso. Ay, 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 Amy. Well, this one's a little different. No gesso. Okay, let's do that part. Check out that page. It's all janky on the edges, which I will use for something, but for this we're gonna all kinds of janky. And it's also very patinaed and stinky. Like, you know, whenever books have been in a house with like smoke or whatever, they kind of have that musty, smoky smell or something. That also patinas them very nicely, though, I have to say. I have a cookbook that's very patinaed because it was in a smoking house, but everybody used to, so that wasn't unusual at all. My grandparents smoked like chimneys, so. At all the times and everywhere. Two, 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 two. That's what this says. Okay. There's that and that. And obviously these would be better to rip when completely dry, but we're going to go for it here. Because I did not gesso this and I did not dry it with the heat gun, so I can add a little gesso if I want to. It's sitting right there too. You'd think I would remember. Nope. Maybe we'll just do a tiny bit on the edges and stuff. I don't want to really get it on the die cuts or anything. or not die cuts, fussy cuts. Wow, my brain today. Maybe I need a nap. Kind of thinking I do. I won't take one though, but it sounds good. Can't sleep during the day. Ever. I remember one time I thought it would be great to work. I worked in a casino, and I was much younger, but I thought it would be great to run cocktails, you know, graveyard. I didn't get any sleep for an entire week because I couldn't sleep during the day. I know I probably would have eventually got used to it, but I hated it anyway, so. All right, I'm going to get this dry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I stuck to just waiting tables, even though that was a nightmare as well for a while. And then I went to work for the hospital. And I did that for 10 years. And then I had my daughter. And worked a little bit more part-time at the hospital. Then I had my son, and that was that until we moved from Nevada to Idaho. And then I started working in the school system, which was great while I had kids, because basically on their schedule, you know. All right, so for this one, we're going to use this postcard, and I need to punch the hole in that one too and ink it. Why do I always want to use the eyelet setter? That just seems more logical to me than these things up here. Trying to do this with shaky hands. Oh. Okay, and that will go in there. Oh, we need I should have done the thumb notch before. Yeesh. Oh, and I just pulled it apart. That seems good. More glue, please. I'll probably stitch these too, because I just like them stitched, but it just helps hold them together better. But they're great for a page, and how easy is that? I mean, you could make a million of those. You know, even if you just did folding them and collaging them a little bit, and then, you know, not put on the decorative pieces and wait until whatever journal it is, you could grab one out, pop a few things on, and that'd be great. So we have empty and full. So yeah, I hope you guys like those. I hope that you feel like that fills the empty and full category. So anyway, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and definitely check out the hashtag 50 stack challenge too, you know, in a search on YouTube, because there are a few ladies that are also doing it, and I'm sure they would love if you popped over and checked out what they're making. And I also try to remember to put everybody in a playlist. I've been bad because I've had so much to do, but I'm trying to get people in the playlist so that if you go to my playlist, you'll see their videos there as well. But if there's, you know, if you don't find something, just do a search for it. And if you let me know if they are your videos, like I've missed some, I will put them in. All right. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye now.